guys, Rick Shaw here. It's the 15th of April. We got a cloudy day. I actually feel a little bit better. Yesterday I didn't make a video. My back was hurting worse it's been in quite a while, and I just was hobbling around. Even the kids was wondering what was going on because I wasn't throwing the frisbee with them, but I did manage to get over there and just sit on a rock while they were playing around for a couple hours yesterday. But I did want to let you guys, for expats coming here in the Philippines, something that's just a little something you should do and figure on, especially if you're sending Billy Buying boxes here. A lot of the plastic containers you get here are pretty crappy. You have to go like to S&R, or there's some stores on Lazada that have good ones. Most of them here, they're trash. They're really bad plastic. They lose their clearness right away on them, and they crack and fall apart after, and I'm talking only in a couple of months. You know, where I've had plastic containers for 10 years, and they were still looking good. My mom had a Tupperware set for 30-some years. She used all the time. But the reason I'm talking about these plastic containers, when you buy any kind of items, put them in the plastic containers with a good sealed lid because of the ants here. It doesn't matter where I go here. There's just a lot of ants, just so many ants here. I did the video a long time ago where they actually got in and ate my Casio camera. They got inside of it. That's why I bought an underwater one. This camera I'm using right here goes in its waterproof case, and I found ants in the bag. My daughter, we take it down even if I'm not using a camera. I got it hanging on a nail. I got sticky stuff so they can't climb in the bag, but one day it got pushed against the wall. My daughter said she saw ants on there, and we opened it up, and sure enough, the dang thing, they're just looking to mine stuff. I don't know if electronics smells good to them or what. And there's no food or anything to eat in there, but they got in there. I had to take everything out, wipe it all down, and then in my camera, the waterproof housing for this FDR 3000. You can still push all the buttons on the camera through a little waterproof thingy. Well, they got inside of there. I had to get the little compressed air and blow them guys out of there. I mean, it was funny. Even when I put the camera down, there they were again. So, make sure you got some really good containers. One day I had some cornflakes. I bought a little tiny box of cornflakes. Off-brand, never heard of the brand or anything, but no sugar on them. I like the cornflakes with no sugar, and I don't eat them often. Just every now and again when I get a wild hair. I went over there in this box. I had bought it, and it had sat there for a month or so, and I never opened it. And it was a small box, enough for maybe two big bowls full, something like that. And I opened up the bag. It was full of ants. The inside was full of ants. So, that was right in its own container from the store. Hello. So you got to watch for that. But I just got tired of the ants. Those ones, you know what I did? There were so many of them in there. I just dumped it in the bowl and dumped milk on top. Fished out as many as I could and just ate the rest. Some places they get really bad. This house isn't as bad as our last one. Our last house, it was. I mean, they get into the computer. They get into everything. Why they like the electronics. That camera, they mined the camera out. They looked like they had started into Flash. So all that stuff, any kind of stuff that you really care about, put it in. What I did with the computer, it was setting on the thing. I got that fly paper, sticky paper, and I laid it down on a nice pile. Overlapped it in a couple spots so it wouldn't go away, taped it down even, and then I set the computer right up on top of that. And a lot of stuff. You'll catch a lot of bugs on there. Had to change it about every month, get a new one. But that was the only way to keep the computer protected. I don't know if anyone else has this trouble. I see a lot of people with their computers out. It might have just been that last house was so bad. It's just, we just had a real ant problem there. It was ridiculous. But this one, like I say, isn't so bad. I sure wish we could be getting out soon. I'm the only one in the house right now with the pass to go. Like if I have to go shopping or something, hey, give me your papers. That's just what this is right now. I don't see an end to it. This is a year now, over a year, and they're not ending it, and they're just talking about pushing it even more. I wish we could just get completely off this island. I wish my house would have been down in Mindoro or somewhere away from all this craziness. They're just not going to stop it. And then this dang vax, they're saying, oh yeah, get this thing and everything is going to be fine, and then it's not. It's not fine. How come those vax people aren't able to go wherever they want? They still got to have papers and all that stuff. So it's just a ridiculous thing worldwide. What's going on now? I didn't buy it a year ago, and I still don't buy it now. But they talk about hospitals being overrun. Well, why don't they transfer them to hospitals around here? Because what I can see is they're empty. I was down at our doctor. You got to go through all this rigmarole just to get inside. Place is pretty much empty. They're walked right up the stairs. You can go up there. Nobody really stops you. I don't go into any wards or anything, but you can take a look down. There's just like empty. And then there's a hospital close by here. I drove by on the drive about. That place isn't full. There's not a whole lot of cars there anymore. You don't see a whole lot of activity when you go look in the doors. I didn't go in, but I didn't see a lot of activity in there. And somebody said, oh yeah, but the hospital in Manila, it's overcrowded. There's too many people. You know something? I've been here for 8 years and was coming here way before that. And they've always been crowded in Manila. That's a huge city. I don't think they have enough hospitals there, period. They just don't. And so somebody wants to say they're crowded. You could have said the exact same thing 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. That's just how it is up there. They have that one big free hospital. There's people waiting around the block to get in. Good morning. And they have women having babies in the line outside. That's how crowded it is. People in the hallways. Some people have to go there if they're real sick because they don't have the money. You come here to this country and you don't have cash when you walk into that hospital, you're not getting treated. They don't care. If you got a heart attack, you're a goner. If you have heart trouble or anything like that, I wouldn't advise coming here. Because just getting to a hospital, who knows how long it'll take. Might be okay if you have your heart attack in the middle of the night, but then of course getting a doctor in. A lot of times in an emergency room here, they'll have to call a doctor in. They don't have one sitting there. They don't want to pay somebody to sit there for nothing, in case of an emergency. No, they don't want to do that. But, so you got health troubles like that. I wouldn't recommend the Philippines. Now, I got this stomach thing. Still trying to work it out. And I do know one thing, my back was hurting yesterday. And the stomach was settling down pretty good over the last month. And then yesterday, back was hurting so much, I drank a couple beers. And then when I was up last night, not only was my back still hurting, but then I had the real bad stomach again. So, it's just one of the things I just got to be done with. It wasn't the worst, stomach ache I had, but all I could taste was the beer. One of you subscribers, I can't remember who, sorry about that, sent me about the thing to eat, the pill, and they said it could be had on Lazada. It came the other day. I forget the name of it now. I'll have to look. But when I eat today, I'm going to take one. It says, I read the thing. It says take it with meals. I'll try that. It's got peps in it. It starts with a B. I don't go in now because it's dark in there, and my sweetie's doing something. So, but I'm gonna when I have something to eat today. I haven't eaten. I just don't feel like eating at all. I'm going back to how I used to be when I was working the jobs. I didn't have any set. When I was single for quite a while, I didn't have any set times to eat. I ate when I was hungry. Now today, I wasn't really that hungry, just a tiny bit. So I ate a banana and an apple, and I don't want anything to eat. I just don't feel like it. I'm more thirsty than hungry, because out in the sun again. But getting around decent this morning compared to yesterday. When the kids were out flying their Frisbee, they were wondering why I wasn't running around flying with them. And it just was bad. Why it's happening now in this warm weather. It used to hit me every year in the cold weather in the Midwest. When the snow would come, I would be down. And now I'm in this beautiful sunshine, and it's hitting me again. Numbness in the leg. It's just a bummer. I wish it would just go away. But I'm getting older. Probably going to get worse. Worse before it gets better. And better is when you finally get to go live for eternity, guys. So I'm going to let you guys go. I did want to say something else too about the car. That we couldn't get it washed, but I went ahead and the kids and I washed it the other day. Didn't have. I had boxed up all the car stuff, so I just used Tide laundry detergent, made sure it bubbled up good. And something I noticed, it cleaned it really good, but none of the dirt is sticking to it. The neighbors was washed at the same time as mine, and you can see what's on the windows. It was washed the same day. And mine, there's a little bit of that dust on there, but it's nowhere near as much. And if you blow on it, it wants to blow away. Yeah, some of it wants to blow off. So I'm wondering too if a lot of these waxes that are in the sun, I've noticed that on some of the other cars, they'll use Carnauba waxes and stuff, and then stuff sticks into it. You got to strip the wax off to get it out. I'm thinking because the heat, that's why I got the white car. Then I use nothing but New Finish. You can buy that here. I've been using New Finish car wax since I was a very young fella. Basically my first car I ever had, I was using New Finish on it. And I remember the commercials, where we go through 50 car washes, and still bead water and all that. And I've been using the stuff. You can buy it here. I can't remember the name of the hardware store at Walter Mart's, those ones, and then True Value, any of those. It was very funny though, none of the car places I went to had it. That was really weird. There's some car places and you go in there and they got all these poly this and all these different waxes, but not New Finish. But you got to go to a hardware store to find it. And I finally did find it. And what I do, anytime you see something in this country, you see 2, 3, 4 of them in there, grab them all. Because now the place I bought the New Finish, I still have a few bottles, but I wanted to give my buddy for his car. I wanted to give him a bottle, and I got another buddy I want to give a bottle. So before I did that, I'm going to go look at the store. Get him a fresh bottle, right? Nope. They don't have it now. And you ask anybody, no, we never had that. They don't know. They don't know. And the sad thing about a lot of these stores, hardware stores, I know in the States when you go to a hardware store, they're Johnny on the spot and they know their stuff. You look at even Home Depot. They get old retired plumbers. They get retired electricians and stuff to help you out. It's really good. And people say, oh, you should go to the little mom and pop ones. Well, some of the mom and pop ones, yeah, they know their stuff too. And that is a good thing. And that's why you want to shop there. But here in this country, the turnover of these kids is nothing. I mean, it's just, they don't stay because they don't get paid much. It was like my brother-in-law worked at McDonald's. He had to work 6 days a week, anywhere from 7 to 8 hours a day, working at the McDonald's for 5,000 pesos a month. That's $100. And he wasn't looking at getting advancement or any more. So he got out of it. Now he's doing an online thing, and he's making $17,000. He does it right from home. So, and I think there's bonuses too. So, this is what you get here. But you go into a hardware store a lot of times and you ask for something. They can show you, if you ask for a light bulb, they'll show you the light bulb section. They'll take you to that, but they don't know what. I had a refrigerator lamp in here, these dumb little refrigerators, and I looked at Abison's at all the little refrigerators, and they all got this same little lamp, the same one. Find it. Find that stupid little lamp that every refrigerator in Abison's has inside of their little tiny refrigerators. And you go to any hardware store, you can't find it. It's some kind of oddball lamp, and they burn out like crazy. So I just got to the point where I kept the flashlight, magnetic flashlight on the refrigerator. Anytime we wanted to go in there, just turn a light on, turn the flashlight on. But you show them the bulb, they don't know. I had a girl one time, she pulled out a big bulb. You could use this one in that, sir. I said, no, look at the little base. It's a little teeny tiny screw base, like a Christmas tree bulb. Oh, yes. And she takes it and she goes and gets a big thing of Christmas tree bulbs that were LED, not even the regular. So this is what you're going to get here. A lot of times when I go into these stores, I don't need help. Some of them they do. If you go into any kind of clothing stores, they're very helpful in there, because I think, especially when there's a lot of girls in there, because they're into clothes. So, but just my little bit today. Sure, I'm feeling better on the back. I think drink a little bit of beer. I did get some rest. I did wind up waking up middle of the night, just mainly because of the stomach, and did a really big walk last night. Walked for about 2.5 hours, as fast as I could go. I actually at night worked up a pretty good sweat. I just in the neighborhood here, I just kept zipping up and down the streets, and wasn't getting too many dogs barking at me, but I just got to the point, screw it. I put my earmuffs on, and if the people got a stupid dog that's going to wake them up at 3:30 in the morning, it's not my problem. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to walk around my neighborhood whenever I feel like it. I think these people should put these dogs up, put them in a crate at night, do something. It's just ridiculous, the untrained dogs. And we still have that big shepherd down the road. I'm not kidding you. If he ever gets that gate open, he's going to kill somebody. I mean, I've seen dogs. I can pretty much tell a dog. These two labs over here, the way they were barking, everybody in the neighborhood was scared of them. Oh, if they get out, it's going to be so bad. No, I went right up to him, pet him. You could tell. Your spidey senses will start tingling. And I looked at those dogs. They just wanted petted, and that's what they are. This shepherd over here, no, he's going to attack you and bite and tear you apart. He's never was socialized, and then to him, he's being tormented because everybody who walks by, he wants petted like these labs were, and nobody petted him. The owner doesn't seem to play with him or do anything. He's just got this 120-pound shepherd in his house, and all it does is bark, and nobody pets it. And he had it out on a chain, and I'm like, hey, you shouldn't take this dog out on a chain. What if it gets away from you? It's going to kill somebody. I've taken to where I carry if I have to go walking that way, a big knife. They tell you you're not supposed to carry weapons, but what are you supposed to do? Let the dog kill you? I don't understand. Even if you complain about this guy's dog and it getting out, nobody cares. They don't care here. And I'm telling you, I know dogs very well. And this one up the road here, I actually don't even do my walk that way anymore. I actually go around him, even when I'm with the kids. We're just going to go around. One day, I saw the guy, he was going out the gate, and the dog was fighting like crazy to get out with him. And we were right there. What if he would have got out? He's under no control of his master. Absolutely none. If the guy puts him on a chain, the dog's just pulling the hell out of him. And I don't think he weighs much more than the dog. It's just, I just don't understand the mentality of that, And if somebody wanted to rob his house, he leaves the dog outside where the car is. Well, these windows they got, I keep calling these things, I'll show you, I call them prison windows. We're doing our, see, you ain't getting in this, guys. You ain't getting out either. So I don't know what the point is. There's no dog door in there for the thing to get through if somebody ever broke in. I don't know what the deal is on having such a vicious animal. Now, I've had dogs that I could have them attack. Get them. Oh yeah, they would go after somebody. I had when I had that small shepherd. I had a small female shepherd. She was like the runt of the litter, and she would attack anything on command. And I lived for a while. I lived in a very, very poor neighborhood, mainly because it was cheap and I didn't want to spend money. And I just wasn't afraid of anybody. And I had some troublemakers. And I crossed the street. They crossed the street. I crossed back. They crossed back, and they were coming, making remarks. What are you doing here, Whitey? And all that kind of stuff. So, as they got close, I told her to get them. And I'll tell you what, when I got far enough away, they were distracted. And I got far enough away, I whistled, and here she come, wagging her tail. She got to chew on some people. But, you know, not that if she would do it unless she was told to. This guy's dog up the street will do it if it gets out. That's just what's going to happen. That's the kind of dog it is. It's like what they used to do to the German dogs. They had one guy during the World War II, they would feed him. One guy would feed him and take care of him and love him up, and everybody else who went by the place where the dog lived, they had to beat on it and torment this dog. You know, not the dog, but beat on the walls and make noise and holler at it. And it worked. They had these vicious dogs for wartime. The problem is if the handler got shot, it would turn on their own guys. And I think that's what's going to happen with this man's dog here. You know, I'm hoping when we move, I'm really going to push the issue about the animals over there. I've done it already, complained already. You know, look, we're buying a house in here and there's already dog poop all over the street up, and the guy doesn't keep his dog in. I'm gonna start filming it, and it's just not right. I want to be able to walk my kids without having to worry about them getting bit, getting rabies or anything like that, having to get a rabies shot. I know my mother-in-law had to, right over by around her house. She got bit by a dog and had to get rabies shots, you know, so it's not a good thing. So, but it is a beautiful day. The clouds are starting to diminish. There is not much of a breeze here at all today, so I could see it's going to get pretty hot, and which is good. I'm going to soak up some sun today, and don't forget to pray for each other, and this is Rick Shaw out.